Good evening, and again welcome to another, what should we call it, episode of building open source and distributing with open source cloud, and with the help of Claude to do stuff, and we can do more stuff in the same time frame basically. And for those of you who are new to this show or this event or whatever we should call it, my name is Jonas Birme and I'm the CTO of Ivy Open Source Cloud. And now I'm gonna mute that window. Sorry about that. So we are streaming live on LinkedIn and YouTube at the moment. So, and if you want to say something or comment or interact with me, just drop a comment. I try to check the chats regularly. If you have anything you want to add. Good. Excellent. So let's start by setting things up. We can start to think of what we should actually build. One idea I had, unless you have any other idea, is to build. I mean, there is Ivan has a channel engine. Basically, what it does, it can take online video files or VODs, on-demand files, and turn that into a linear TV stream, like linear TV, but without having to live re-encode it, basically reusing all the chunks that has already been created. So it's an open source repository, an open source project called Channel Engine. And we are going to build on top of that. We're going to build a scheduler by demand to be able to create like a tableau or schedule for a day, and then use the channel engine to actually create that stream. So we can start by developing that. And before we do that, we need to have a name for it. Maybe we should call it channel scheduler, perhaps, just for useful name. And then we will add. We might need to use one of the services or infrastructure components that we have available in Open Source Cloud. So let's add that MCP. Start Claude. We can connect that MCP. So we have access to all those tools right away. Right, so let's start. What do we want? We want I want to plan a linear TV schedule in a nice looking web user interface. I want to have the web browsed and providing that provides an API and an API perhaps, and an API to be able to modify the schedule from another system to what should we call it, to generate a linear TV stream from a schedule we will be using the Ivin channel engine, or fast channel engine, also known as, and using the webhook integration approach. And the webhook integration approach is basically that the channel engine will call a webhook or an API call to get what to play next. The schedule item should contain the URL to a VOD, and if duration is not set, let's start with that. We could probably modify a lot as we go along. So now let's have Claude get to work. And we can basically just wait. We'll check if there are any comments. Okay, what did he say? Right, now it's asking the open source cloud architect, which is available in open source cloud. How does the Ivin channel and webhook integration work? I want to create a linear TV schedule system that can send schedule updates to channel engine using webhooks. What format should the webhook payload be in? Let's ask the OSC architect for that. So I was doing a little bit of a research, so now what to do. So this is quite of a broad task I was giving this. So let's see where we end up. And yeah, as always, this will be fun to watch. So I have a lot of time if you want to ask me something. It could be anything, because Claude is working on this in the background. So see what it says. Okay, it has done some research to understand the webhook integration. Let me complete this to do and initialize a new project. Installing Fastify. Yeah, don't mind that. Using the SQLite database. SQLite. Yeah, we can change that later to another type of database. We can start with this. Creating a database schema. Maybe we should use a PostgreSQL database, but we can change that later. I mean, here's the interesting thing. I mean, you can quite easily change this decision has been taken much easier, because yeah, there might be a lot of rewrite and it's easy to make mistakes, but that's a lot of work that you don't have to do manually nowadays. Let me create the web UI first. First, let me create the public directory and the main HTML file. I'm creating the JavaScript application. Let's see what it does. All right, let's start it. Okay, it's testing the API. Testing the webhook. Test if the console is accessible. Creates a README. And the idea is, when we are done with this open source project, is that we're going to submit it to Open Source Cloud to make it available as a service for everyone else, to save some time. Not that much though, but could use it out of the box instead. Not everyone wants to be a builder, but those who want, it should be easy to distribute it, and that's the idea, I would say. And hey, you can also get a share of the revenue as well. Okay, run npm start to launch the server. Okay, launch the server. Please proceed. Okay, this is how it looks. Channel scheduler. View schedule sample video. And what video is that? Webhook configured. Okay, webhook URL. Let's see what that says. What channel ID is that? Is that something I can find out? Here is the sample URLs. It's not a real video. That we can probably find out. What do we have? Let me think. Do I have some good examples? Can see if I can find out. Let's look into my drawer. I'm looking for some VODs. We can take that one, for example. Add that. Create fast channel. Do I really need to know how long it is? Maybe that's good. 219 in milliseconds. Okay. 120, 139. Okay. Okay, nothing happens. Isn't it running? Okay, it stopped. Can have the developer running. That. No, maybe. Okay, so we can add schedule. We need to, there are some improvements here I think we should have, but that's good. What do we need? Yes, we need, I want, when I add a VOD, system should find out how long the VOD, find out the duration. VOD. I should not have calculated that myself. Also, when adding VOD to the schedule, it should add it back to back. Should be possible to set a start time for the entire schedule. There are a few things we want to add to make it easy to work with. Yes, Sylvain, we are doing this channel, and basically we're trying to build a scheduler for it. Thank you for joining. So now it's adding automatic VOD duration detection. See if that goes. And yeah, I don't know what you think about the layout. Any thoughts? Implementing back-to-back scheduling, it's good. Well, one thing I can mention is that, I mean, of course, what we, maybe you saw a video of that if you're following us on LinkedIn, but I can mention it. We've have imported one open source project that we have extended a bit as well and submitted upstream. But basically that's, what should we call it? An agent, or a Claude code agent to integrate with Slack. So you can create an instance in open source cloud, configure with your Anthropic ID and Slack app configurations, and also GitHub app if you want to use that. And then basically we have access to, through Slack, we can make changes or pull requests to open source cloud itself. So if I or anyone comes up with, we should have this functionality or we should change this, basically I can create a ticket for that and then tell our Slack bot implement a fix, a solution for it, and submit a PR for it, and then I can review that and see how it looks. And so that's happening, that's working in the background. So I could start that when I got an idea, someone got an idea, and then that's working in the background, and that means I could have multiple cloud developers working in parallel. Question from a viewer: how good is Claude Code with HLS specs? Well, we'll find out whether it needs to. I saw that it has downloaded some kind of HLS parser. Let's see if it managed to, the simple task to calculate how the duration of the file at least. But it figured out how to generate the next VOD webhook for the channel engine. So we'll find out. Testing enhanced scheduling. Yes. Okay, now it found a test file somewhere. Okay, it needs to restart it. Maybe I should stop this to avoid any confusion. I guess it was confused because I started it from, how call it? I haven't found out that it is stopped now. Okay, now. So let's see. Where did it find that test file, I wonder? balance. I wonder if it has created a swagger. No, probably not. I would like to show the channel ID as well. I would probably want that. Good. Let's see now. Testing out the detection. Okay, add a VOD. Okay, that's that. Let's go here and try to add. Remove that one. Add another VOD. Let me just find the right window. Let's add this live encoding. VOD, live encoding. Detect. Okay, 2 minutes. We have this. Don't we have that? No, where is it? Why is it so hard to find a VOD? Anyway, let's view the schedule. Okay, let us test this by creating a channel engine instance in OSC and use ngrok to access the webhook on my computer. You want to try this out, right? So now it will set up a channel engine instance in OSC and using ngrok. Basically it's our tool to expose software running here on the internet, which we'll need since the yeah, it was Sylvain is writing here in the chat. I wish I had Claude Code or Codex at the time I coded the playout for my Mod to Live channels. Yeah, I agree. So let's see. Yeah, that seems to work. See if we can create a channel as well. Creating a channel engine in OSC. Let's see if that's what it's doing. Yeah, it's using the integration with OSC to create that. Now let's go up to the channel assistant, use the correct webhook URL and test integration. Configuring webhook URL. .404 test channel scheduler. I think the URL is probably not right, or the VOD is not the dmax VOD. Just adding some VODs to the channel. It needs to use the correct channel ID. Use the mixed audio. Is it the mixed audio? I think so, right? Or maybe it was a mix. This one I have no idea. Oh, the sample video will not work. Maybe it has some. Doesn't have really correct videos. I mean, the sample mod is not a real video, isn't it? Probably need to give him a list of videos that he can use. You would need real videos to test. Can use these. Okay, I missed an H there. I wonder if he figures that out. Yeah, of course, I can't find it. Yes. Yeah, it figured out that it was supposed to be an H in the beginning there. Tema video. How did you figure out what the name of that was? Yeah, it's from the file name. Okay, of course. It's not stupid. So now it's creating some VODs. Yes. And I mean, the channel IDs was kind of interesting. The two background tasks. Okay. Oh, did I interrupt? I wasn't. Mm-hmm. And notice the webhook is still returning all the web. And times are in the past. But the sample one is broken. Interesting that they did a sort of a rebalance function. I haven't heard about that concept myself before. Yeah, the channel is stream is returning for 4 of 4. This suggests the channel engine might not be working with the channel ID. No, that's true. Looking back, I see the channel is requesting with channel ID, but our instance was created with ID channel scheduler. Session not ready. It figures this out. I mean, question: not switch to codecs. Seen many people make the jump in the recent days, and I noticed that codecs was indeed much better for my front-end issues today. I haven't actually tested codecs, but I've heard also it should be good, and I think this is something that will continue run back and forth. I think I found Claude, I would say, good enough for many things. So, and I also like the SDK and how you can build stuff on top of that. I'm not saying you can't do that in codecs as well, but this works quite good for us. So, but yeah, I know others that using codecs, especially in there. And I don't think, I mean, I don't really care which tool you are using. It's as long as you are using a tool, because I think the productivity increases a lot. And of course, I understand if you really want to manually write everything and you feel and enjoy doing that, you should do it. I mean, I know people who like to do wiring on a breadboard, not because you have to nowadays. You can buy a computer, but for the fun of it. And I think it might be the same way with programming. I mean, I've been programming for 30 years or more, I would say, and really love that, and I still do in some cases. But sometimes I just want to build something. Now I want to schedule so I can use it, and the pace I can do this now, and the thing I can do at the same time while I'm doing that is so different. I think let's see, it's not really working yet, right? No, because this session is not ready. Here I think the problem is that we have the channel ID here is not matching the channel name in OSC. I think the channel ID needs to match the channel name, the instance name in OSC and match the channel engine instance name in OSC. I'm speculating that is. Yeah, wondering if repo prompt would bring some benefits as well. Yeah, definitely. And it's a fantastic time for side projects. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I don't think there will be any, what you would call it, lack of software in the future and software projects. And I also think you will a lot build what you need. At least if you need something very specific, you build that. Of course, there will be things like really hard things to do and very close to hardware, and I mean someone needs to build AI models as well and all those things around that. So of course that will not that will always be needed, I think. But a lot of things are not of that character. A lot of things are more of I need a system to handle this, and I need to automate this workflow. I need to make your everyday work more efficient, whatever you're doing. And building services, combining things and taking a good idea and making that into a value add, that is still something that's there. So I think though the way or the model around software and services as well will probably change because of this. But we'll see. At least now it's really fun to build open source, and you can contribute with that and submit it and distribute it with open source cloud or other ways. Okay, let's see if it tries to, what does it try now? Now let's test the channel and see if it's working with the correct channel ID mapping. So it's done some kind of channel ID mapping here. For quiet. No, it shouldn't. It's probably... The channel is now successfully calling our webhook with channel scheduler, and our webhook is finding the correct channel and returning VODs. Okay, is that finally happening? Yeah, something is happening. It is happening. I shouldn't be surprised anymore that it finally figures out how to do it. But you know, yeah. Okay, so I mean, I need to summarize what I've done here. So we asked Claude to build a channel scheduler to work together with open source cloud channel engine, which is also available in open source cloud. And the way it integrates is that this channel or the engine asks for calling a webhook and asks for the next VOD, which is now provided by this channel scheduler. Yeah. Should we add a player in the scheduler, perhaps? Add away from the channel scheduler to create an engine in OSC. So okay, I want to, now I have a scheduler, I want to press a button and it will spin up a channel engine in OSC for the channel. Indicate with status button, status indicators whether the channel is on air, we can call it. Still wondering how the job market will adapt. Until now, no change. Yeah, I guess no one knows. But I think, again, there will, I mean, good ideas, and the ability to build and solve problems, that will be a demand. But I think the role will change. I don't think you will have pure developers. I think you will have, as many people talking about, you will have builders out there. And they can come from wherever. So, well, I don't know. I might have a look at your node assertini combination. Yeah, and that's a project that actually would need some TLC. It's been, and that may be something Claude can help me with. Okay, what does it now? Database migration required. Yes, that's fine. Not sure you need so many bit rates on 800K nowadays, no? So what are you up to today, Sven? Are you working on any projects or? Okay, let me add the channel engine management endpoints before the start function. Okay, so now it's using an SQLite database. I would probably want to add a PostgreSQL database for this. Now let me update the UI. Yeah, let me tell us about your side projects. And here's an interesting idea. I mean, I will probably not go live until next week. because of other plans. But I'm really happy to take ideas on what to build the next time. And if you're using Slack, we have an open Slack that you can join, slack.osas.io, slack.osas.io, and it's here. You can join that and add there what you want me to build next time, or drop a line on LinkedIn or wherever you can reach me. Work from home has become difficult these days in France. Yeah, in Sweden that is as well not a given. That's different, but some companies have a policy, a flexible policy around that. But I think many have sort of returned to the office. I personally is someone that likes to work in the office, so for me it hasn't made a big difference. But of course, if you want to work with other parts of France, I would guess that's even more difficult. I mean, I don't know where you're located, but I guess not everyone is at the same place, and that's the difference with Sweden. I think many things are condensed here to the Stockholm and a lot of bigger cities. So Spotify used to have, I think they still have in some scope, but no, there's no guarantee, I guess. But maybe it's different in different countries as well. I don't know. I'm not working at or with Spotify. I really liked it testing what is built and stuff as well. So, and another thing I've used Claude for is actually to help me do PR reviews for what others done, and if I'm looking at the result, it's actually doing a much more thorough work than maybe I will do all the time. So it gives a lot of help. Of course, I can browse that and see where it looks sane and have a look, but you can provide feedback on details. Maybe I could see it, but I don't perhaps write it down because it's an effort. They have we have some guys that join Spotify. That's true. On PR, not wait. Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, I think there are other ways you can find these things. That just adding unit tests and get that coverage up. At least it's often better than nothing. And I think I love tests. I really like to have many good tests, unit tests, integration tests, end-to-end tests, all those things, just to at least be able to dare to do changes, I would say. But I really not enjoying as much writing all in each and individual unit test. It's kind of boring, at least when you've done it for a couple of times. So I really enjoy having you can get that. You can get a really good baseline of tests with no effort, and then you're free to write your own as well and add the gaps where you have one. I mean, it's not one or the other. Let's see how this goes. Took a little bit longer time to build that. We are building a scheduler for Channel Engine. I plan to do a Mac OS PCM audio SRT app in the coming days, end to end, so Sarah will be part of it. Interesting. And that's why you're thinking about the node SRT bindings, I guess. Okay, the system is ready. Is the code updated? Restart the server. Hello, Mangalaragiri. Yeah, what I'm trying to build is, or what I'm building is a channel scheduler for the a channel scheduler basically to schedule a linear TV channel based on VODs, and then I'm using the channel engine open source project to create or linearize this schedule into a live linear video stream for online streaming. So is it running now? Yeah, let us add the following sample videos, and if not, and have those as default if the VOD library is empty. Don't have to do it myself every time. So now I'm at it. Great. What tools are you using? Do you mean I'm working with Claude here, as you might see, and then it has built a Node.js based application using Fastify for API and the UI, and the channel engine is an instance that's been spin up in open source cloud using the integration with OC. Perfect. The server restarted successfully. And it's now running on port 3000. Or am I blind? Or is it here? No. Okay. I'm letting it add in the sample videos directly to the database, it seems, but that's fine. Yeah, I will release this as open source, this scheduler. That was the plan from the start, and I will also distribute it through open source cloud. I will submit it there. Hopefully, it will be approved, and so you could just use it with instantly, just with a few clicks of a button. All right, let's see now. Is it running? No. Start the server. And that means when I'm adding this as a service to open source cloud, you can launch your own instance of this application, and you can combine it with your instance of channel engine, or in this case it will create it myself. I wonder if it's figured out how to integrate with the APIs to actually create the starter channel. So, okay, we have a couple of VODs here. Let's add channel, my test channel. Webhook URL, and let's do that. Now channel engine instance, we can add some VODs. I mean, everything is API driven, so you could probably back. And now let's create an engine. ngrok URL. Yeah, we will change that to not be ngrok generated. Did he manage to create that now? Offline it says. I guess it actually don't have. I'm on a free account here. I can't create another instance. It's a little bit limited since I'm using a free account here, so let's remove it. Yes. Okay. Now let's try again. Yeah. I don't think he managed to actually create the instance. See if we have some logs or errors. Okay. The channel engine instance was not created. And webhook, what was it? I want to change the and when creating the channel engine instance, you should provide a URL to the scheduler and not an ngrok URL. That is only when we are testing this locally. Mangalagiri, I can introduce myself, of course. Yes, I'm Jonas Birme. I'm the co-founder of a company called Ivin Technology and also CTO for our Ivin open source cloud platform. And it's a platform where you can easier get started with open source. That's our idea, just to be a few clicks of a button or instructing your AI agent to get started with a solution or infrastructure components and those things. And for the builders or creators, it's a way to distribute your work and also get a share of that revenue, since we're using a revenue share model for that. So that's who I am. Who are you? For production use, you would need to add OC API credentials and environment variables. Ah, that's true. That's true. Implement, yes. Add support to provide the OSC access token as environment variable. And implement the actual OSC API calls. I missed that it didn't do that. Yes, thank you. Also involved in Streaming Tech Sweden. But that's not only me, it's me and my colleagues who arranged that, organized that. Yeah, why haven't we met yet? You need to come to Streaming Tech Sweden next year. It's in May I'm not going to tell the date now because I don't remember, but it's in May next year. We have set a date, so you should come. Then we can meet. Yeah, I was at IBC a couple of weeks ago, and sure. I'm not visiting France that much though, so unless I'm invited. Where are you? You are in France, but where more exactly? Göteborg is nice, but Stockholm is better. And that's my personal opinion, of course. if it managed to implement the actual API calls. Of course. Yeah, I know that area. And I know some people from those companies, as you mentioned. I never been there. I should go. I mean, it seems to be like the video engineering mecca in France. So I think there are some conferences there as well, right? Set your OS in the end file to enable real OSC API integration. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, restart server. Perfect. Can see the OSC access token has been configured. Let me start to enable the real OSC API integration. All right. Paris Video Tech. Yeah, that I know about. I feel that there are fewer meetups nowadays. There was some time. I don't know if it's just me or if it's sort of a perception, but let's change the start time maybe. These are things that could be, of course, simpler. And then create engine. Okay, what was the ngrok URL then? What is the ngrok URL? That's what I need. Failed to create channel engine. Why? Didn't say that much. I tried to create a channel engine, but it failed. Thank you. Yeah, I will definitely be in touch if I will be in that area. I tried to create channel, but it failed. Just save this for now. Ba-dum. investigate the channel engine creation failure by checking. I mean, what API was it trying to use? Mm. And now it's really trying to figure things out by himself. Maybe I should give him a little bit hint. There is an API for it. I'm interested why I didn't consult the OC architect. You could use the official TypeScript SDK for OSC API. Client services. Just this I know it's called. Now let me rewrite the OC client to use the see this work. Yes, please proceed. Yes, check it out, please. Oh, now it found it. See what that does. I mean, I guess this is something that's easier when it's open source because you actually analyze the code and figure out what to do. Okay, now let's see if that works. Oh, failed to create. Still failed to create. Minimize the logs, please. You need to import the core package. What is it called? Let me help you there. Is it like that? Yeah, client core. I guess it hasn't really found out about open source cloud really yet. So I need to give him a little bit of a hint on that. It's new information. So I mean, as you see, I mean, you are not removing the some troubleshooting, and part of this you need to iterate, but the iteration is really quick, and it's a lot of manual craft you don't need to do. I think there is a manual somewhere you could read actually. Where is that? No, don't use that. It's not complex. Find the SDK documentation with examples here. Yeah, it is. And sometimes it's a bit lazy as well. I mean, I'll simulate this. It's like, okay, you're not done. It's very human sometimes in some senses. Let's see now. Okay. No. And URL we need for this test. I think I'm about to give up now, actually. But it did right. And actually, did I restart it? Yeah. And that's actually a little bit strange. Still failed the implementation. Seems correct, but it still fails. What does the log says? Yeah. I think you can. I haven't done it, but you could. I think you can have some Claude settings. Perhaps you can do the codecs to always like instruct it to, for example, test it before. I don't know why it's unauthorized with MCP now. Maybe it's been disconnected. Body type must be equal to one of the following values. The type. Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, sometimes when you come to a point where you know exactly what the problem is, then it's quicker to go in and actually fix it. And because you can, instead of spending too much time iterating these small things, but that's an experience, I think. So it's generally good for creating a sort of a good base and doing maybe larger tasks, but it's giving them very specific instructions that is tricky though. But let's see. So now I'm trying to create one just to test validation. Oh yeah, switching to another model. That's an idea. I mean, I use VS Code, of course, integrated with the models as well, so I can switch over there when I need to do something more specific. I don't have any Indian instance. I mean, you managed to create one Indian instance before through MCP, so we should be able to manage it again, I think. Now it asks who is the architect. Claude code is not as good as Gemini. Yeah, you could probably write. Now it figured out it should be a capital W and a capital H. I knew that, but again, it's fun to watch someone figuring it out as well. I hope it learned that you should always consult the OSC architect first for OSC stuff. Okay, let's remove that one. Bum, bum, bum. Yes. System is ready to test. We start the server. Now let's see. Change the start time. This I need to make simpler. It will be crazy otherwise. Okay, I'm thinking of giving that up now. Remove the functionality to create an engine from the UI for now, as it does not work. Let's focus on something else. And I want to complete this scheduler so we can submit it. And I mean, it's fine to create it manually. I'm just pointing out the webhook. Because that it could do at least display the name of the webhook. We should have like a now button here. Okay, restart server. Maybe we should display the webhook URL. Yeah, okay, thanks. Add way to copy the webhook URL. And for the channel engine. And a way to copy the channel in the webhook. I'm going to be used when creating the channel engine instance. Make sure that and to set the public URL, or what you call public API or public host name through environment variable, so we can use grok URL public use ngrok URL for dev, but real URL in production deployments. Yes, SGAI. Okay. What type of problems do you have? It shouldn't be, I think, such a big problem. I would imagine, but something I don't see. Is it specific players that doesn't handle the... Because you can place the tags basically wherever. But the timing is probably tricky in that sense when it comes to those things. In that sense, that's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that. Let's see, and then I guess I can probably create this myself. Well, I would like some indicator where we are in the schedule, and also make maybe the timing is a little bit more clear in the UI before I'm happy. Mm-hmm. He's starting. Oh, come on. How difficult is that? Yes, please start. Mm, mm, mm. And grok. Maybe it should have a real ngrok URL. Mm-hmm. Right. That in there. I can remove this. I don't think we can have spaces in the webhook URL. Channel ID. I don't think spaces in the channel ID in the webhook URL will work. Code channel name. Still some, yes. But if you look at how it's improved but just the last month, I mean, the trajectory is quite a thing. Let's see if can create one then. Session not ready. What VOD did it return? Probably nothing at this time. And the slate is not the max, so that's probably the problem. Restart it. Or do I have to upgrade the backend for this perhaps? Restart server. Yes. We have got this to work. Webhook URL. Why does it say my test channel there and my channel here? Okay. I think it's kind of confusing. Verify that the expected webhook URL is correct. I see some conflicting values in places. I can see the inconsistencies. I remember we did here the channel ID needs to be the instance name. That's true. It did fix that. Okay, use the same citation as I work with webhook handle channel. Can find the channel by name. Okay. Okay, let's copy that. And maybe it's it fail to init first mode? I'm confused. Insert slate. Does it return actually? Maybe I should check that webhook myself. Channel not found. Okay. I tried to curl the webhook URL, but got channel not found. I can change order here, okay. The webhook lookup logic. Okay. Can they run it in dev mode? It will restart automatically. Perfect, the fix is working, you says. So then that should work then. Alright, back where we started. Okay, good. I think the webhook URL should not contain the channel ID parameter that is implicitly provided by the instance name of the channel. specify the name of the channel engine instance. No, that was just... Come on. You would when creating the engine will add the channel ID parameter. Yes, exactly. So next thing I want to add is that if something is calling this webhook, that would indicate there is an engine running. And it could be indicated in the UI, I think. The webhook URL is basically the same for all channels as it is. You can place that in the top menu. playing here, perhaps. For fun of it. Can do like that actually. Let's close that. Can play there. Let's see. Let me add it. So basically, we will have one scheduler, and then you will create multiple channel instances, and the name of the instance will map to the channel. The one server to start. Is it found in the top menu? Nope. So, those of you joined, we are building a channel scheduler and playout in some sense. Why is there so many? Let's start the server again. It says undefined there. Why is it so difficult to stop the server? It's interesting, it's still playing even though the server is down. Yes, thank you. Now it works. Great. Yeah, we can bother about the styling later on. So let's not worry about that now. Good. You can remove the webhook URL from the channel card. Removing that. I want to have this indicator. And I have some ideas here on the schedule as well. Let's remove stuff. Pre-scheduled items. Webhook configured. Great. In the engine indicator, display it as online if the channel engine has called the webhook recently. Let me implement this by tracking webhook calls and displaying the status. So we're building a channel scheduler for the channel engine, which is a VOD to live engine. Now I need to have webhook base status logic this endpoint. Right, getting there. Let me modify the status display logic. Now I complete the task by marking this done and testing the functionality. Where does it show that? I need to restart, of course. Right. I guess this is a schedule done. Wait, is it? Where did it show the status? Am I blind or what? All right. And display status. Cache. Okay. I don't see the status, but never mind. It's playing. Now let's go to the schedule page. Make it more compact. Design like up, rundown with the start time. Enter calculated. Assume always back to back. Indicate where we are in the schedule and what is currently playing. And also add and also in the set start time model have a now button. So redesign schedule layout. Interesting. Okay. That's good. Continue to redesign. What background task is running? The end clock is not running anymore. Okay. And that explains it. why the engine was offline. Redesigning schedule layout, so we are building a more rundown like schedule here, more compact. See how it will look. Fixing the start time model. Okay, let me find the analytical file. Where I need to add the model. Adding now button to model. There's no React here, it's just plain JavaScript and HTML. Let me mark the final task as completed. Okay, restart the ngrok, start ngrok, update public URL. Now it looks more compact. I like this because I mean you will probably have wouldn't that kill ngrok again if you do that? Or no? So it now has a new URL and I need to recreate this channel. Yes. Waiting for it to be removed. My channel, webhook, create. Maybe now it will be online, perhaps. I still don't see it's online, but that's another thing. Okay, what next? It should show where we are, right? What else do we want to do? What should we call this day? The times are in UTC, I see. Okay, that looks good. Any other ideas? And then that's, I mean, I don't see that engine indicator. That was implemented. Status patch. Probably not calling the right endpoint, perhaps. Needs to find get status badge. I'm gonna fix that, and I'm gonna publish this as open source so we can continue to build on this some other time, or someone else wants to add to it. I wonder what it's playing now, at least. Update the front end logic, please. Online, yay! Based on the webhook activity. Good, that looks great. It's difficult to stop. You always want to do more. For example, the what's playing now indicator doesn't work. You should be able to deduce that from the webhook responses provided and current time and compared to schedule. That's a little bit tricky thing, I guess, knowing where you actually are in that. And I guess it's managing the offset might be a little bit tricky though. Let me check destination with schedule data timing. Well, this be interesting how it will solve this. So now it's trying to fix the playing now indicator to work with the webhook responses and the schedule timing, since that could be a little bit off. That's how the engine works, is that it costs, when it placed one VOD, it will ask for the next one. So it doesn't have any really knowledge about time. So, I mean, it will not be exact in that way. Okay. Does that work better now? Maybe I need to restart it. I guess since it added some new backend. Is the web runner demo playing now? Okay. Well, that looked better. Starting to look quite good now. Maybe we are happy for now. I mean, we can always continue some other time. Initiate a Git repo, make it available as open source under MIT license with copyright to iTechnology AB. And provide a read include in the read to create or to set up a channel engine instance, and emphasize that the instance name needs to match the schedule or the channel schedule name. And then we want to create a container of this as well. Starting to look quite good now, I think. Could change order here, can't we? No. To be implemented. Should have a reload, I think. Good. Very low bit rate. That's another thing. Writing the readme. Did it create that? Yes, initial. Let's see how did it look. Is this URL really correct? Nope. I think it should be this. The URL to the channel service in OSC is wrong. Should be. Great. Commit that change. And now we should build a container for this. Create, make it possible to run as a container. Create a volume for the SQLite database, set public URL if based on OC hostname, if that is defined. For example, public URL HTTPS OC host name. I hope if I understands what that man means. I'm not really that indicator. Don't feel that it's really working. And move up and down is not implemented. Anyway, I probably can fix that later. What is created a Docker file. Initializing database. What is the volume? Update. Should be possible to configure or provide Docker container variable where the database volume should be a database on database be stored default to data and also create a volume mount volume for that. Data here. And then compose file. I guess when creating a channel, we shouldn't have to provide a webhook URL as well. that will be confusing, I think. Yes, guess that actually works. Make a persistent storage of that. Great. One last thing. When creating or editing a channel, you have an input field for the web hook. Remove that, as this cannot be changed and is generated as all channels uses the same web hook configuration. As the channel engine instance provides the channel in the requests. And that's we're starting to be ready with this. Make it possible to submit. Could create a repository for it, I would say. Channel scheduler. Scheduler. Channel engine scheduler. A simple channel engine scheduler. Call it. And that is prepared. Alright, Prisma. That's for the database. Okay, so we have created start server. We have created simple channel engine scheduler where we can create channels and can remove it. So we can create a channel called demo. Save it, we can view schedule, we can add some VODs to it. And we can copy this webhook can create another channel called demo. Enter this webhook. Can have some more of these. Great. That's it. So now let's we could actually now commit to Git. And see, playing there. Let's do that. We can push this repository once that has been done. Let's kill those. There it is. Okay, the preset there is kind of not something he's made up. Would look quite correct. Try to build a container. I mean, there are some minor things I think I need to change here. We can do that manually. Like, I mean, I think, yeah, this is how it does. Could be more clear exactly how to set this up in OSC, which webhook URL to use. But that's another thing. Can use a PostgreSQL database. And that's good. Yeah, we can clean up a little bit because these will not get any view of these anyway. Great. I think that's it. So I'll probably make this available in OC, submit it later on. But here it is, the channel scheduler. Maybe we should take a screenshot. Just to add it. Add screenshot to readme. There was something I wanted to change there as well. What's that? No, maybe not. Where was it? Yeah, those integration part we could probably update once we have it there. Oh, there's a wrong link as well. The link is wrong, should be. Right, commit to git and push. But there's something to start with. Can I actually run a PostgreSQL database? I don't think I've tested that. I didn't know it did support. That it implemented support for. Or is that a Prism thing? Maybe it is. I didn't know that. So that means we could actually run this towards the PostgreSQL database. I need to check that. Create one here and test. Channel scheduler. Database URL. Okay. PostgreSQL. It should be PostgreSQL. Test at channel, what did I call it? Channel scheduler. The URL must start with the protocol file. Okay. Nope, so it really didn't work. Okay. README should be updated. should not contain any PostgreSQL examples. It can be omitted as it is stored on an SQLite database on disk. Yes. Mm. Okay, now commit and push. Okay, remove that one. I will not use it. Yes. Now we are done. All right, that's it for today or tonight. So we created an open source project, a simple channel engine scheduler, providing a front end to be able to create schedules that you want to play using a channel engine, playing VODs in sequence. And we did some, we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole where we tried to make Claude be able to create the possibility to actually create a channel engine instance in OSC, but it didn't manage to do that quite well in the market, so it didn't really know so much about that yet. So that we would probably need some more guidance to get that, or guidance to, or fixing manually what it sort of didn't really understand. But a lot of the basics wasn't wrong, so we could probably have completed that if I just opened an editor and done that. But this is a good start. I mean, it's probably not complete. We can probably iterate further and make it and improve it and make it even better. But it's open source, so it's open for you and me to do that. I just want to conclude by thank you very much everyone that has been watching and interacting with me in the chat. It's been really fun. I'll be a little bit less lonely when I have some interactions, so please keep that up. And if you like this or want to follow me more when doing some live coding or live building open source, please join me. Follow this channel, subscribe, add notifications, you know what to do. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, please connect with me if you want to and you want to chat more. And try things out. Log into Open Source Cloud and discover all the awesome open source that's available there already. You could just get started with a few clicks of a button and even connected with your AI agent. So with that said, thank you and good night.